state of Arkansas. You might read the statistics and say there's 5,200 children in our foster care system. I personally had to look at it closely for 2 years. I don't believe that there's that many uncaring, unloving parents in the state of Arkansas.
Is a word, she says, that's usually reserved for use by the good people to describe bad people doing bad things. Only it turns out oppression is a tricky devil. It gets good people to unwittingly pick up its weapons and use them in the name of helping when we have the best intentions in our hearts. If you only knew the whole story, if you only knew everything, you'd understand, you'd see it. And he said, tell me the whole story. They couldn't tell him the whole story because they already had told him the whole story. And he was right. This family was not guilty of what they had been found guilty of. But that didn't bother him either. They do not care.
I am so angry at what I discovered in this system. I'll tell you about overturning true findings. Joe will tell you that half of every true finding that's appealed is overturned. Well, Joe, I'm doing better than that. My batting average is I've overturned 2 out of 3. And I had to go up against a DHS that was well funded. They had well-paid attorneys. And I'll tell you something about Joe. He's not doing it for the money. None of us are doing it for the money because there is no money to protect parents who are being abused by DHS.
So my wife and I asked that we would have a larger crowd today than those who don't want us to shine the light of truth on our misdeeds would expect us to draw. And I got to tell you, with this kind of weather, I don't know if they expected anybody to show up, but we're thankful for the strong show of support to protect families from the DCFS. And we give the Lord all the glory for moving on your hearts to come out and support the constitutional rights of families to be free from having their children kidnapped by government agents who impersonate law enforcement officers. For just a moment, I have to go off from my prepared text because I met a young lady this morning who 28 years ago, at 15 years old, had a baby. When the baby was 3 days old and she was still nursing the baby, DCFS took him away. Said, nope, can't have him. Took him away. Based on what law? I don't know. But they did it because they could get away with it. Horrendous. And guess what? The woman who made that decision still works for the Arkansas Department of Human Services 28 years later.